one has ever, I've asked on track time on Facebook, no one have known a problem like this, and I've spoken to specialists as well.
The thing is, you always said it was a diff, didn't you? But
yeah. Operation Get Me to Ford Fair, this is, Jordan.
This is. You never leave a man behind.
Nah. Today's an unusual day for me, people. I get to see someone else working on my car. You know, since I've owned the Fiesta, I've done everything on this. Never relied on anyone else to do work for me, but today's going to be different. I'm going to stand around and watch other people work on the car, because we're at Rsport Performance. The car's had some major issues over the last few months. I've had an absolute nightmare with it. I haven't been able to solve an issue. I've come down here today now, and hopefully this will be the end of it. We're going to have it fixed. Jordan, also Marcus from next door, and RD Motorworx is helping out as well. Gearbox is coming out, diff's coming out. There's a big long story to how it's led to this, but what we're going to do, I'll let him get the car in, make a start, and I'll run him through the torture that this car has put me through the last few months. She's a noisy bike, isn't she? Alright, so Jordan and Marcus are making a start on it, and they're going to get this out in about 3 to 10 times quicker than what I could do it. And plus, I just got an easy day, haven't I, boys?
Coffee and bacon sandwich.
Yeah, I can't cook though, so you're still going to have to cook for me, boys.
Fell apart. Huh? That's bad, isn't it?
Well, I had that off the other week and there was nothing wrong with it, so it's gone now on the journey down here. Right, so while they're busy cracking on, I'm going to give them some peace, and I'll give you a rundown of the story, or, well, yeah, it's a story of all the problems I've had. Now, when I did my last track day, which was run by Rsport in Cusco, on the drive home, I started having this issue where as I accelerate, it would start steering to the right, and I was on the motorway when I noticed it. Now, while I was on track, the car didn't feel right. At some point in the video, I remember saying that the car just feels dangerous, and that's what it was like. It was really unpredictable on the steering, and I didn't pick up on it at that point while I was on track until the drive home. So if I just lightly accelerate and come on the power when I'm cruising at about 40-50 mile an hour, something like that, maybe more on motorway speeds, the car steers, and it's not a case of like the steering wheel turns, it's like geometry changing and the car veers across the lane, right? It's pretty horrendous. So my first thought was, it's a bush has gone. I've had it happen on a car before, and the bush have gone and it causes a geometry change when you accelerate, and it's a nightmare. So actually, firstly, let me put in a clip I took, right? This is a clip I made to show these boys of what was going wrong with it, so I'll put that in now. See if I can capture this now, right? Lightly accelerate, it's turning me into the other lane, look, and I haven't even moved the wheel. That's how bad it is. So you can see how bad it is, right? So anyway, I changed the wishbones to the Super Pro ones. Thanks very much, Super Pro. They done me a great deal on them. So them Super Pro ones, they got the casters, but I already had all of that anyway, my old arms. So they're just chilling in the house. No, they're not for sale. They're going to be in case I ever need them in future. Now, you can get a good deal on them Super Pro arms. Get in touch with Rsport. So this has been going on for about 3 or 4 months now, so I've been changing part after part, right? I went through all of the basics first, obviously the alignments, which I knew it wasn't alignment anyway, right? But I went through all of that. I changed track rods, ends, track rods. I have gone through all of the subframe. I've checked the subframe to see if it was cracked. I welded a bar across the front of the subframe to see if there's any movement in the subframe. It's not that. Changed the coilovers back to standard suspension. It wasn't that. still the same. I've literally gone through everything you can think of on the front end. Subframe's been off multiple times, and while the subframe was off, I had problems where the bolt, the captive nut, come free. Couldn't get the subframe off. Had to drill a hole, weld the nut. Then on the other side, the cross thread has been an absolute nightmare. It took me to breaking point. Not only that, once I'd done all that, I thought, well, there's got to be a diff problem. Took the diff out, I done that myself. I haven't filmed none of this because I've been kind of just not enjoying the whole process, if I'm honest. So I took the diff out and I found worn clutch plates on one side scoring around. I'll put the pictures in now. So I become so focused on that, thinking that was a problem. One side of the diff was loading more than the other and causing the steer like if it was driving more than one wheel. Sorted that, and when I put it back in, it was exactly the same, and I was just broken. I just said, I can't believe this. And I put so much work into it and bought all new subframe bolts. I literally, I've done everything you can think of. Any suggestion you can come up with, I've already done. I've already tried time after time after time, and I've gone through it over and over, right? So I just thought, I can't believe this, I've had enough of this. So I've come to the conclusion that what's got to have happened is the bearings have got to have gone in the diff. There's got to be a bearing of worn down. I should have checked this when the diff was out, but I become so focused on the clutch plate issue that I kind of overlooked checking the bearing. Although they looked alright, obviously I did look at them and they look fine, but I think what's happening, I think when the power comes on, I think the diff is twisting. Say twisting, it's getting turned on to an angle as the power comes on, and because it's clutch plated diff, I think the twist, it's hard to explain, but I think it's unloading the clutch plates on the right hand side because it's pulling them at an angle. If I accelerate hard, I can push through that and I get both wheels locking and the car drives straight. So I'm at my wit's end there, and like I just thought, I cannot face pulling the gearbox out again on my own in the drive. It's not easy for me. It takes me much longer than it'll take these boys. I just think of the experience. I just said to Jordan, I said, do you fancy doing it for me? And he's like, yeah, bring it down, we'll sort it out. So that's where we're at, and they'll have that out soon. We'll have a lock grade, but the plan is now we're going to put new bearings in, re-shim the diff, and just hopefully it goes back again. I'm not going to say this is going to be the fix, because it might. Everything I've done so far has just gone wrong with me, right? So if this is not the answer, then I don't know what, but it's not going to be this boy's fault, because they're basically just doing what I've asked them to do. So I hope so, though. I hope so. Right, so how's it going so far, boys? You're on camera.
Well, that's alright.
Don't swear.
It's alright. Yeah, no problem.
You getting there, you? Marcus has got all the on-the-floor jobs, and Jordan's above ground.
Not doing a lot.
Yeah. Alright, so the box is out. Next job now, split them open and have a look at these diff bearings, and just hope that that is the issue.
Don't worry, yeah.
I can see wear in the race though. Can you hold that light?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Just there now.
Yeah, put it to shine to this side of the camera. There's definitely, can't feel no lip on that thing though. mean, there is signs of like wear in the race. All we can do, boys, is put new bearings on, re-shim it back up, and see how it goes. Right, we'll whip them off, put the new ones on, and hope that that fixes the problem. We haven't found anything definite. Well, I found a little bit of scoring in the race, but nothing I expect to see more damage. So it's a little bit undecided on whether it'll be the fix, but do what we got to do. Right, so Jordan's just pulled the ring gear off, main gear, and found these other splinters of steel, which he's found have come just from the edges of that. So for some reason, this ring gear starting to break. You can see it there. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but that one's starting to just lift and break off there, which is a bit of a nightmare. But thankfully they've got another one in stock, and we're going to swap that one on because we don't want that. And the chances are that what went through the diff before could have been one of them. Maybe that's what damaged the plate. So hopefully we won't have that problem again.
Come on then, Steve, what are you doing?
Well, because we found those bits of metal, I thought, well, I'd better take the diff apart again and check there's no bits in it.
Did you find anything?
No, nothing. There's some light marks and scoring on the clutch plates, but nothing major. But what you can see in the video now, see the burn marks there, which I obviously knew about from when I took this diff apart before.
Yeah.
The heat, but we don't think the heat has come, because if it came, like we were just saying, George, if it came from clutch packs and was transferred, you would see the blue on the other side, because the clutch packs are down there and it's come from the other way. So I think it's from the bearing side.
It's come internally.
Yeah, and then come internally from the inner steel. And that's how that, well, I don't know, but that's the theory. So I think the source of the heat was at the bearings, rather than the clutch packs, because otherwise why would one side be burnt and the other side not? So yeah, so basically put it back together. You're going to put new bearings on. You're going to put it in the car. Yeah. And I'm going to drive home with a smile on my face.
Let's hope so. And then you're going to book Donington next week.
Well, are you paying for it?
Yeah, you're right. Look at that.
What a joy. Precision tool.
There you go, perfect. That's
Four of you to press one bearing.
There's two bearings, Frank.
It takes three of us to tell him where to push.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, Timsbury Workshop Estates, I don't think there's a job you can't do up there.
Except farm.
Yeah. You got everything up there.
Right, so as you've seen, machine shop, bearings now on. What you're going to do now is obviously the ring gear's got to go on, but in the meantime now we've got to get this race out of that side. That one is out. There's a new 0.3 shim going in and a new bearing race will go in there as well. So quickly get that done and we'll be ready to put the box back together. Well, they'll be ready to put the box back together and put it back in. There you have it then, races are in both sides, bearings on the diff's back in, new ring gear, well new to me because of mine. Just got to put the box back together now, Marcus and Jordan, and then they'll have that in the car in no time. Right, box all together, the boys are getting ready to put it in, and this should take them all of about 10 hours I think, and then we should be done, ready to go.
You want to get underneath it, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Need help, boys? It needs to be on your neck, Marcus, man. This is a bit I hate. Getting on the shaft.
Do you want me to try to pull up?
Right, let's update the people where we're at then. Marcus is still on the floor, Jordan's still standing up, that seems to be the theme here. How much we got done then, Jord? Where we at?
Pretty much done. Just got to put the cold side boost pipe back on, connect your meth line up, evap pipe, and I think that's pretty much it, to be honest.
Tidy. We get in there, boys.
Moment of truth there.
We get in there. Yeah, were you after the cold side?
Cold side, yeah.
Got him?
Yep. Left.
Alright, so the boys are flying through the job. Gearbox is all done. Everything's done on our side. But what I'm having done now is a lower temperature thermostat, which I've had for months and I've been too lazy to do myself. So I asked them if they could squeeze it in at the same time and they're getting it done for me. Thanks, boys.
You're very welcome.
Alright, so the boys got the thermostat out. This is the OEM one. And this is the one I bought. I think this one lowers temperatures by 15 degrees. So this one opens at about 93, 94, closes 97, was the other way around, I don't know. This one's about 15 degrees, so we'll go a little bit lower. Whether it'll help on track, we don't know, because it still might be too hot that the thermostat will have no effect, but we can try. Right. Alright, so the boys are finished now. Thermostat is all done back on, everything is connected, just gotta bleed the coolant. I'm gonna try and fire him up now, and get the coolant circulating. But I know my battery's dead, so I'm going to get my jumper part ready because it'll probably be dead. Give him a go on, Con. I definitely got to change the battery. It is just... yeah, I thought so. Give me a second.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, if it starts, it's always a positive, isn't it? You've done well, boys. Alright, so let that get some temperature in there now, and once it's all done we'll go out and have our test drive. Alright, so that's it now. The car is ready to go for a test drive. So before we go and do the test drive, I'm not expecting it to be fixed because I don't know if I've found the right fault. So if it's not fixed, I can't blame none of these because all they've done is what I've asked them to do. So that's on me. But if it is fixed, they can take the praise. Do you want the praise if it's fixed? No. So while I'm happy, I'm going to say thank you very much to him, thanks to him, and thanks to him.
You're okay my way.
Still there? Yeah. It's the motorways, like speeds where it is absolutely horrendous. He's getting that fine balance between accelerating gentle enough that you don't lock the diff. But when you're on the motorway, no matter how you accelerate, once the speed is up, the faster you go in, the worse the problem is.
Right.
If you're doing like 20-30 miles an hour, you won't notice it.
This junction is awful.
No, it's still there, I can feel it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Feel it? I mean, I'll crash into them. Unbelievable.
Christ.
What is it?
It's got to be that diff, isn't
Yeah. Sort of alright, didn't put your foot down
it?
like.
Yeah. I think you'll have to get a trailer, just trailer it.
Ah, I need a new car.
I'd love to just put a stock gearbox in it, see what it does.
Yeah.
God, the noise even going straight is
Yeah.
horrendous on
That's what I mean, it shouldn't be clunking when we're going straight.
that. Honestly, I can only get that gripper to make any noise if I'm literally full lock
that way, see. Alright, so we've just got back, and obviously, as you've just seen, I want a problem. We're now thinking it must be the diff. Remember them heat marks in the diff? Well, to be honest, I don't know what's wrong with it. All I know is the car's not driving right. But these boys are savages. They've convinced me to rip that box back out now and put a standard box in it so we can completely eliminate the diff. They are savages because I would have been going home, but these boys like working late, so I am very grateful. But what we're going to do now, me and Con are going to nip out, get a pizza. By the time we come back, we'll pick up with them and see where they're at. Well, I can't believe it. We just got back from picking up pizzas and they've done it. These boys are fast. Well, I can't believe it, boys and girls. There's my gearbox. And in the car is another gearbox with a standard open diff. This is going to eliminate the diff. We're going to know after this whether it's diff or something else that we can't find. So, let's go for a test drive. Alright then. Let's see if it's fixed, Joe. It will be. No clunking.
Back to open diff.
Yeah. Open diff life.
Yeah.
Get out to that testing grounds.
Yeah.
You saw the difference when you get up to speed. How it.
Yeah.
Once you get up to that like 50-60 mile an hour mark, it gets amplified, doesn't it? Stressful, man. I tell you what, the work you've done today, you've been immense.
Gotta be done.
Operation Get Me to Ford Fair, this is, George.
This is. We never leave a man behind.
Nah. It would have been doing it by now.
You don't know this,
I think we can say it's fixed, George.
Yeah. I don't want any messages on the way home saying it's not.
That's what I'm worried about. That's why I want to do a thorough test now, so I don't have to do that to you. But look at it earlier. We went up that road. We were in the second lane.
We turned straight back around.
This is not.
You're gonna have it wander a little bit because of the amount of camber you've got.
It's always done that. But look at this now. I'd be in the other lane now, and I'm not.
Yeah.
That is fixed, George, isn't it?
100%.
You were the man, George.
Oh,
You are, Marcus.
You diagnosed it.
Oh. I'm still scared though that I'll be driving home on the motorway and I'll be like, nah, still there. But by now,
you'd have noticed it.
I knew within a mile of coming out to the workshop that it wasn't fixed.
Yeah.
I'll try the descent. I've got a leather rev set up.
Straight as an arrow.
Yeah. Ah! I could scream. I think we can say it's fixed, George.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
It's fixed, George.
It has to be. You were putting no effort in earlier and you were literally darting off that way.
It's fixed!
Come on. We don't let cars leave broken.
My word.
Well, if this video comes out before Ford Fair, everyone's getting smoked on an open diff.
But I'm definitely at Ford Fair on an open diff with a H-spoke gearbox. Unbelievable.
That's good. That's very good.
Do you know when something's fixed, like all that hard work feels a little bit better?
It does.
I would have been going.
If we left it earlier, you'd have drove home and you would have felt like shit, I think.
Yeah.
Because you'd have been none the wiser than what you were when you came down this morning.
What do we think, boys?
Yeah, fucking tidy.
That is amazing. Marcus, I've never kissed a man before, but pucker up, son, I'm coming in. Mark, top man, buddy, I appreciate that. Jordan,
Very welcome. Very welcome.
that is amazing. Boys, we're just going to wrap up a few little things now, just check it over before I go, but that's incredible. What we're going to do in the future with a new diff, I'm not sure, but we'll cross our road when we come to it. But for now, it's on open diff. I'm going to be at Ford Fair next week. I got a couple of sessions booked on that. I'm going to be there in an open diff, but I'm going to be there and I'm on the EDC stand. So thank you very much, boys. Get on Rsport's website and RD Motorworx. Look them up on Instagram as well. I love these boys today. Boys, I feel a lot happier than I did earlier. Right, thanks for watching and bye.